गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन नन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Om Vishnupada Paramas Parivrajikacharya Stotra Sadasya Srimad Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's session. So today we are Srimad Bhagavatam class. In this Srimad Bhagavatam class we are going to discuss Sri Narasimha Leela. So particularly, in that connection we are going to discuss from today onwards, 7th canto, 2nd chapter onwards we are going to discuss. So till the Leela finishes. So till then Lord's appearance day. So we are going to continue this series by the different speakers. So today I am going to begin with the 2nd chapter of the 7th canto. In that particularly, the sloka, 12th sloka is the main focus sloka, but we discuss the overall summary of the chapter also. So please repeat after me the sloka. Yatra yatra dvijā gāvo vedā varṇāśrama-kriyāḥ tam tam jana-padam yāta sandīpayata vṛścata yatra yatra dvijā gāvo vedā varṇāśrama-kriyāḥ tam tam jana-padam yāta sandīpayata vṛścata yatra yatra dvijā gāvo vedā varṇāśrama-kriyāḥ tam tam jana-padam yāta sandīpayata vṛścata. Mataji. Sandīpayata vṛścata yatra yatra dvijā vedā varṇāśrama-kriyāḥ tam tam jana-padam yāta sandīpayata vṛścata yatra yatra dvijā gāvo. Translation. Immediately go wherever there is good protection for the cows and brāhmaṇas, and wherever the Vedas are studied in terms of varṇāśrama principles. Set fire to those places and cut from the roots the trees there, which are the source of life. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The picture of a proper human civilization is indirectly described here. In a perfect human civilization, there must be a class of men fully trained as perfect brāhmaṇas. Similarly, there must be kṣatriyas to rule the country where nicely according to the injunctions of the śāstras. And there must be vaishya who can protect the cows. The word gāvaḥ indicates that cows should be given protection. Because the Vedic civilization is lost, cows are not protected, but instead indiscriminately killed in slaughterhouses. Such are the acts of demons. Therefore, this is demonic civilization. The varṇāśrama-dharma mentioned here is essential for human civilization. Unless there is a brāhmana to guide, a kṣatriya to rule perfectly, and a perfect vaishya to produce food and protect the cows, how will people live peacefully? It is impossible. Another point is that trees also should be given protection. During its lifetime, a tree should not be cut for industrial enterprise. In Kali Yuga, trees are indiscriminately and unnecessarily cut for industry. In particular for paper mills that manufacture a profuse quantity of paper for the publication of demonic propaganda, nonsensical literature, huge quantities of newspapers and many other paper products. This is a sign of a demonic civilization. The cutting of trees is prohibited unless necessary for the service of Lord Vishnu. Yagnarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Work done as a sacrifice for Lord Vishnu must be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this material world. But if the paper mills stop producing paper, one may argue, how can our ISKCON literature be published? The answer is that the paper mills should manufacture paper only for the publication of ISKCON literature, because ISKCON literature is published for the service of Lord Vishnu. This literature clarifies our relationship with Lord Vishnu, and therefore the publication of ISKCON literature is the performance of yajna. Yagnardat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Yajna must be performed as indicated by the superior authorities. The cutting of trees simply to manufacture paper for the publication of unwanted literature is the greatest sinful act. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om ajnanatimmirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Supadantikam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to begin the Narasimha Leela. So this is 7th canto, we can see from the 2nd chapter till 10th chapter. Total, so 9 chapters. We see the Leela. Actually, this chapter begins, the reason for this beginning of this chapter is Hiranyakashipu hates Prahlad Maharaj. The reason for that is Prahlad Maharaj always worship Vishnu. And that's why actually the reason for worshipping, hating the Hiranyakashipu's hating for Prahlad Maharaj is Prahlad Maharaj's worship in Vishnu. Why then Hiranyakashipu is hating Vishnu? The reason is his brother is being killed. So that's why this chapter begins. This chapter is telling about why Hiranyakashipu developed so much hatredness towards the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and also towards the Prahlad Maharaj. So we have studied in 3rd canto in the chapters like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is 14, 15, 16. They are explaining the cause, fall down of Jaya and Vijaya. Then after that, so from 17, 18, 19, we see the Varaha avatar, appearance of Varaha avatar and killing of Hiranyaksha. So that we have seen in the 3rd canto. So there is a connection actually. Huh? So after the disappearance, after killing of the Hiranyaksha by the Lord Vishnu, in the form of Varaha, he killed Hiranyaksha. So then after that, what happened is being said here. So after that, Hiranyakashipu got lot of angry. And because his brother is like his friend also. Both together, they conquered all the planets, 3 planets, upper and lower and all the middle planets, all the planets. And they are full of, that means in the pride of their strength. So now such a friend and also his brother, so he is being killed by the Lord. So then after that, aha chedam rusha purnaha sandasta dashana chadaha kopojvalobhyam chakshurubhyam nirikshan dhumram ambaram. So then after that, Hiranyakashipu what he did, he called all his so mates, friends, the other demons and Danavas, and all are assembled at one place. And Hiranyaksha was standing on the stage in front of all these people. And he was looking towards the sky. And he was just seeing the sky and saying to all of them. So he has given the names also, various names are there. So these are the Vimurdha, Traksha, Sambara, Shatabhahu, Hayagriva, Namuchi, Paka, Ilvala, like this. These are the various demons, and he is addressing all these names. And he was seeing towards the sky, and he is just seeing with all of his anger actually. Because Vishnu is there in the sky, and Vaikuntha is also there in the sky. Now today, so we are going to kill that Vishnu. And he is calling all these people and addressing all these people, and he is telling to them, so, oh my dear, all Daityas and Danavas, you please hear me. And he is ordering to them. What he is saying to them? This Vishnu has killed my brother Hiranyaksha, and he is also my close friend. This Vishnu has given up his nature. Vishnu's nature is what? Neutral. He should be neutral. Being a Paramatma, he should be neutral. But today he gave up his nature. And instead of becoming a Paramatma, he became today an animal. So being Paramatma, he should be Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. That means, that is a philosophy Hiranyakashipu also learned. Paramatma is always neutral to the everyone. But from that position today he skipped. And out of greed. Greed for what? Greed for the worship. Out of the greed for the worship, he left his position as a Paramatma, and he started showing the partiality towards the Devatas. And this animal, we have to kill this animal actually. And he became like a small child for to have a chocolate or some sweet. So they are always greed for that, and whoever is showing that, they will go behind. So similarly, Vishnu also, whoever is giving some little worship, and he is going behind them. He is like a child. And so he caused a severe pain for me. And I will kill this Vishnu, and I will satisfy my brother. And he was saying in this sloka, if you see in the 7th and 8th slokas, he is saying that Bhrātaram me gatavyataha. So how my brother was killed, the same way I am also going to kill him. I will chop off his head from his body. So like this, Hiranyakashipu was expressing his anger, and he is saying like this to all his fellow Daityas and Danavas. And he is saying further, Tasmin kute hite naste kritta mule vanaspatau vitapa iva sushyanti vishnu prana divakshushaha. These devatas, these demigods, Vishnu pranaha. That means for them Vishnu is the life air. If we kill Vishnu, then all the devatas also will be finished. Our enemies, these eternal enemies for us. So that's why my agenda is killing Vishnu. And so that what these devatas can do then after that. It's like if you chop off the root of the tree, then what is going to happen? Then finish. Then whole tree will be falling and drying. The same way all these devatas also will be finished. So here he knows the philosophy, everything he knows. That means he knows Vishnu is Paramatma. He knows devatas are because of the Vishnu only. They are all protected by Vishnu. And he knows Vishnu is always favorable to his devotees. But still in his heart, that means how he is seeing, like a child, how he is greed for some little sweet, and he will go behind that and he will forget his position. The same way, this Vishnu is like also is a child. That means how he is taking the philosophy. That's because of, yes. So why this kind of, that means even after knowing the whole philosophy, one is not able to take properly. The reason is, since we have any offenses towards the devotees and the holy name and the Lord, so that will make us to become a crooked person actually. And that will not reveal that kind of offensive nature, whatever is done, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, whatever we did in the previous lives, and that is going to stop the actual response, whatever should come by hearing this, that will not come. That's only the reason is the offensive nature of the jiva. So then further Hiranyakashipu is saying, so you all do one thing. I will be busy in killing Vishnu. Okay? So I will be going to kill Vishnu. Meanwhile, what you have to do? You do one thing. You go to the earth planet, wherever you see the austerities of the brāhmaṇas, you go destroy that. And wherever you see the kṣatriyas who are protecting the people and who are making everyone to follow their dharma, and kill those kṣatriyas. And wherever you see the people are doing some austerity and some sacrifice and studying the Vedas, you just destroy their austerities. Wherever you see the cows and wherever you see the people are giving the charity, just to stop them to not to give. So the reason is because he is saying further, Vishnu is getting the support of by all of these things because of the brāhmaṇas sacrifices. That means whenever the brāhmaṇas they do sacrifice, they offer everything to the Vishnu, and that is giving the support to the Vishnu, that is giving strength to the Vishnu. Now you kill all the brāhmaṇas and not allow them to do any kind of sacrifices. And also dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. This dharma is given by the Vishnu, so whatever Vishnu has given, that you should finish it. So Vishnur dvijā mūlo yagno dharmamayaha puman devarshi pitrur bhutanam dharmasya cha parayanam. And people all are following Vishnu's instructions, and they are following the dharma given by the Vishnu, and that's why they are all happy, and also they are always worshipping Vishnu, and I don't want to see that. And first and foremost, you go on, so stop all these things. So then what will happen if they stop the sacrifices? Then these devatas also will become weak. They will not get anything to eat, because the yajna is the fire is the mouth of the devatas, demigods. So whatever that means, every day we take through the mouth the food, the same way devatas are eating through the fire. So that's why stop the sacrifices. So he is saying, if brāhmaṇas are destroyed, then Vishnu is also will be destroyed. And previously what he said, if Vishnu is destroyed, all the devatas also will be destroyed and brāhmaṇas will be destroyed. But means there is a mutual sambandha. Namo brahmanya devaya go brahmanya hitaya cha jagaditaya krishnaya govindaya namo namaha. So Krishna is always the protector of the cows and brāhmaṇas. So he is such a fool, he is not understanding. Krishna is independent of everything. But he is thinking that, so by the brāhmaṇa sacrifices, so Vishnu is being sustained. Actually he is thinking like that. And that's why he wants to kill all the brāhmaṇas. Then finally our sloka is coming. Yatra yatra dvijā gāvo vedā varṇāśrama-kriyāḥ tam jana-padam yāta sandīpayata vṛścata. Wherever there are the cows, and one more important thing is, these cows has to be killed. And wherever there is a following of the varṇāśrama-dharma, you just destroy that societies. And go to those places where they are following the varṇāśrama-dharma and just put a fire to that communities. And one more thing also you should do. You should destroy all the trees. So Prabhupada is writing on this. So now you are seeing, I think, so whatever the agenda of the Hiranyakashipu is absolutely implemented in present society, yes? Wherever, that means thousands and thousands of cows are being killed every day. And also our so-called governments, they are getting the revenue out of the cow beef actually, by the cow flesh. And we don't see any kind of gurukulas where the boys are being given the opportunity to study the Vedas and do the sacrifices and become the God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So that such a kind of education is completely stopped. Okay, so that, and there is no, that means Manusmriti is burnt. When the so-called constitution is being is made, at the time some group of people, they burned the constitution, they burned the Manu Samhita, which is telling about the duties, varṇāśrama duties in the society. So, and also you are seeing left and right every day they are cutting these so many trees. So, the best implementation of the Hiranyakashipu's agenda you can see in the present day. And that is the agenda against the Lord's plan. So that's why Prabhupada is saying here in his purport, we have to focus here, the picture of a proper human civilization is indirectly described here. So indirectly described means the opposite to this. That means if cows are protected, if brāhmaṇas are protected, if varṇāśrama system is implemented, and if the trees are saved, then there is a peaceful society. Indirectly, that's why Prabhupada is saying. That means why the Hiranyakashipu is focusing, wherever the Hiranyakashipu is focusing, whatever he is suggesting to do his followers, that exactly opposite has to be done to make the society peaceful. In a perfect human civilization, there must be a class of men fully trained as perfect brāhmaṇas. Of course, we say we are the Vaishnavas, then what is the need of to train as a brāhmaṇas? Of course, Vaishnavas definitely far, far superior than the brāhmaṇas, but still this Vaishnava cult is always encourages the society arrangement, whatever is given by the Krishna. And that's why Vaishnavas take the responsibility of establishing the Brahmanical culture in the society. That's why Prabhupada says this Krishna conscious movement is meant for creating the brāhmaṇas. And so that what is going to happen, then people will be in the brāhmana means he is not a greedy fellow. First and foremost thing is he control shamah, damah, tapas, saucham. So he is always controlling his mind and senses, and always is controlling his vacha, that means his words, and also he is completely clean, and so he is always doing the austerities. So these are the Brahmanical culture actually. This culture has to be there. Because this is a platform just just down to the Vaishnava platform is what? This is a Brahmanical platform, Brahmanical culture. So that's why Brahmanical culture will uplift the person very easily to the spiritual platform. And that is the advantage actually. Once the people are in the mode of goodness, they can easily follow the instructions given by the pure devotees. If they are in the mode of ignorance and mode of passion, then it's very difficult for them to follow the instructions given by the Vaishnavas. That means even if they get the association of the Vaishnavas, so because of their deep, that means involvement in the mode of passion and ignorance, they will become most of the time sahajiyas. So that's why without proper dharma, that means if you accept, that means if you try to propagate the Vaishnavism, then it will lead to the Sahajiya cult. On the name of the bhakti, then they will be breaking all the rules. There will be no proper family life. There is no proper respect for the woman, and they never treat woman as a mother, and also they never care for the children, and they never respect the old people, and they never care for the cows, and they never dependent on the God-given system, then ultimately their aspiration for the pure devotion will become into the vain. So that's why Prabhupada says, becoming Vaishnava is not easy, but to become a Vaishnava, one has to accept and implement the Daiva varṇāśrama-dharma. So he said again and again this. Especially in the 1977, February 14th, conversation with the Satswarup Maharaj and also Hari Shauri Prabhu. You can see in that conversation. So he is saying several things in that discussion. Because we are seeing these so many fall downs at that time in 1977, not in the 2024. So one sannyasi, 5 women. And what is this? Do you think Vaishnavism is so cheap? And they want to replace and he's saying, actually it's not my dialogues, and so they want to become Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they want to become Haridas Thakur. So, yes, chanting should be going on, but also they should practice the Daiva varṇāśrama-dharma. He was saying like that. This is very important, otherwise, without this dharma, their chanting will become Sahajiya chanting. Like in the previous region, if you see the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, before the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you see how the society was, so they were on the name of the Babaji, that means full surrendered souls. Babaji means, I left everything, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. They project themselves as they left everything and they became full servant of the Lord. And after that, in the ashrams, they were doing all the nonsensical activities. One man with dozen, Prabhupada was saying, dozen of women. Dozens of the women. And like that, the whole culture, Vaishnava culture became such a worse culture. If you want to scold anyone, they use the word of Vaishnava. Because at that time, so the Vaishnava cult was so much, Vaishnava culture was so much, it was fallen in the society. That means they were doing Vaishnava, that means so-called Vaishnava, being a so-called Vaishnava, he was doing all the nonsensical activities. So that's why if you want to scold anyone, they used to say, hey, Vaishnava. So this was, from this kind of, that means situation, the society was lifted by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Goswami Maharaj. Then after that, Srila Prabhupada expanded that, and he was seeing in the late, that means before his disappearance, he was seeing and he was saying. So becoming Vaishnava, that means becoming the complete, that means Dhrida Shraddha. Getting the pure devotion, that means for that pure devotion, one should get the Dhrida Shraddha. And getting that is not a so easy thing. One has to be always regularly in the mode of goodness, in the association of the Vaishnavas, and regularly hear from the pure devotees, and again, then that will develop their faith, full faith on the Lord. So for that, they take the good amount of time. It's not just a simply one-day game actually. And that's why Prabhupada wanted, they has to follow dharma, and also they should continue their chanting. So that's especially, that means who are beginners, neophytes, that means who are not in the pure devotional platform. If you are in the pure devotional platform, yes, he is beyond everything. That means he is beyond all the dharmas. And such a person is always 24 hours, his consciousness is engaged in the devotional service. But before that, one has to accept, even those people also, they will be following the varṇāśrama-dharma, Daiva varṇāśrama-dharma, to set an example to the society. So Prabhupada was saying these things by seeing the situation of the movement. In the last days, actually, even in the beginning also he said, and many times he said, from the 1972 to 1977, in the last 5 years, if you see the most number of the instructions on this, on the Daiva varṇāśrama-dharma, because he wants to protect the society. Without the dharma, then on the name of the bhakti, so okay, this husband is not good for my devotion, and leave this husband and marry another one, and this wife is not good for my devotion, leave that, and this is not good, that is not good. And for the, okay, I'm doing the devotion and cut everything and use all the malpractice anyway, I'm going to do the devotion, so I can do anything for this. Then what is the limit for this? Then what is the limit? What is going to happen then? Then if you are breaking the everything on the name of devotion, is it really on the devotion or is it on the point of the sense gratification? So that's why if you see in the Vedic systems, even the Pandavas who are the pure devotees, they followed their dharma. But they are always in the Krishna consciousness. So continuing the direct devotional service 24 hours is irrespective of your material condition, we can do that. That's why Prabhupada says, even he is engaged in so many activities, he says that I am doing 24 hours so chanting. So that is the Prabhupada. Actually, a pure devotee, so irrespective of his social conditions or his physical conditions, he will be doing. Like in the case of Arjuna, tasmas sarveshu kaleshu, so tasmas sarveshu kaleshu ma manuswara yudhyacha bharata. Oh Bharata, even you should fight and also should remember. That means fighting is not an easy thing. You have to have a rapt attention. Even such a, so activity one, so doing that, and he can also remember Krishna. Then what to speak of any other things? Cooking, cleaning, washing, at that time also one can remember. So that's why they has to, that's why Prabhupada says, chanting should be going on and devotional services has to be going on, and also they should practice their dharma. And if that kind of society is not there, then full of the demons, full of the people in the mode of passion and ignorance, and even if they given with the association of the devotees, but still they cannot utilize that. They cannot utilize, and also the whoever is accepting, they cannot sustain their sadhana. Because if now they are in the mode of ignorance and the next minute they have to chant for the 2 hours. So jumping there is very difficult actually. Unable to switch themselves to there. But if they are in the mode of goodness, then it is very easy. When that's a society, if it is brought to the, so the Brahmanical culture, if it is established, that means people, that means the God-given system has to be followed. So then what will happen? Then people will be in the mode of goodness. If you don't understand the importance of this, then it is very difficult to sustain the society actually. So Prabhupada is saying, the word gāvaḥ indicates that cows should be given protection. Prabhupada says in his lectures, at least the cows has to be protected. Since we are not in the mode of goodness, we don't know the importance of the cows. The whole civilization is dependent on the cows. All the wealth and prosperity is dependent on the cows. If you see all the śāstras which deal about the economy, the full economy is based on the cows. But most of the people cannot understand also this. How cows are important? Because cows are the important, so you can say the being in this whole creation which can give the pure food, which can produce the pure food. So once if we take the cow ghee and cow milk and curd, buttermilk and cow urine and cow dung, these are all very auspicious and pure. They will bring everyone into the mode of goodness actually. Being in the mode of goodness, it is easy to understand the scriptures. And one can easily capture the truth. And one can easily become the Krishna consciousness. So this is the facilities given by the Lord for all of us. So that's why these cows are important even performing the sacrifices. Without cows, agriculture is demonic. All the agriculture activities will be demonic actually. So because the Vedic civilization is lost, cows are not protected, but instead indiscriminately killed in slaughterhouses. Actually, cow is such a pure animal, so it take whatever the toxin, even if the grass is having some toxins, water is having some toxins. So anything, so intake is in having the toxins. What it will do, it will take that intake and it will remove all the toxins and it will store in his own body and it will be releasing out the pure thing actually. A pure thing is released in the form of the milk, in the form of the urine, in the form of the dung. So these are all very pure and all the body is full of toxins. So that's why one should take the cow urine, cow dung and cow milk. But one should not eat cow flesh. It's full of toxin actually. Because that is the system, Lord. And it's so most, that means cows are given such a respect in the society. Krishna is also always cows. Yes, Gopal. Krishna is Gopal, na? In the Golok Vrindavan, what we will be going to do? There is a laptop or not? In the Vrindavan? In Golok Vrindavan, is there any laptop? No laptop. Is there any other gadgets? Cell phone, YouTube, WhatsApp? Nothing. What will be there in Vrindavan? Just lifting cow dung, cleaning goshalas, cleaning the cows, and going for the fields, working in the with Balaram and with Krishna. We want to go to Vrindavan or not? Yeah. So we have to learn all of these things. We have a lot of land. If anyone is interested in agriculture, please join with me. It's an open invitation for all of you. And also we have Goshala and we have agriculture also. So you can be faithful actually. If you are with the land and cows, you automatically come to the mode of goodness and all your body will be coming out from all the diseases. If you stay for every day half an hour, if anyone have any breathing problems, health problems, so give one hour service in Goshala. All within 1 month, 2 months, all the diseases will be over. If that dhuli, that means godhuli, whatever is coming out, so from them, that is very, very auspicious and it is purifying all your intestines and all your the inhalation process and everything, body will be clean by just being in presence of that. And if you come and work in the fields, then your physical, that means your strength will increase, physical strength also will increase. And because working hard, then your mind also will become very peaceful. So, but we are trying to follow Hiranyakashipu, but we want the Golok Vrindavan. We are following the Hiranyakashipu or not actually? We are cooperating the killing of the cows. We are not caring for the Brahmanical education. We are not caring for the land, and we are not caring for the forest also. If you want to plant the trees, you can join with us. We have forest also with us. And we want lot of trees to plant actually. Now this is the season. So forest also, we have the big forest which has to be protected. And we are cutting the trees day by day. Even you can see in the Mayapur also, so many trees are being cut and making the houses and their buildings they are making under concretization. It's becoming the concrete jungle. And because of this, land is getting polluted. After 20, 30 years, then you can see only the buildings. And the beauty, the natural beauty of the Mayapur also will be over. Like Vrindavan now, you see the full of buildings like that it will be in few years. So cutting trees also is should not be. Actually, Prabhupada says in another conversations, so he says, at one point of time, that means he wanted all the devotees has to be trained in the simple living, and they have to shifted in the rural communities, and once all the cities are being vacated, we don't need any city temples also, he says. And we don't need to distribute any books also. If anyone want to write the books, so if anyone want a book, they will sit and write. Because they have a lot of time now. If they are in the village, like that Prabhupada was saying in some of the conversations. That means the goal you have to see, where he wants to take this movement actually. Where he wants to take, what is the final shape of this movement. How the society has to be preserved, has to be saved actually, how it has to be directed. That long-term vision of the Srila Prabhupada has to be understood. And in that lines, in that direction, we should work. Because that is the sustainable society. The varṇāśrama mentioned here is essential for human civilization. It's irrespective of the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. If there is a human civilization there is a need of varṇāśrama-dharma. You cannot say that, oh, in Kali Yuga it is not possible. No. Prabhupada is writing several times in his purports. In the several conversations he is saying. You can see in the late conversations also you can see. Everywhere he is saying it's a must actually. It must be implemented. Unless there is a brāhmana to guide, a kṣatriya to rule perfectly and perfect vaishya to produce food perfect the cows, how will be live peacefully? So that means without proper Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, how one can be peaceful in this society? It is impossible. Prabhupada is writing in the purport, it is impossible. That means if you don't go, because we are the Vaishnavas, that means what is the meaning of Vaishnava? The best follower of Vishnu. And whatever the Vishnu has given the system to live and to organize the society, if we don't follow, then who will follow? If we don't care for that, then who will care? So that is the point actually Prabhupada is saying. Another point is that trees also should be given protection. So 10 wells is equal to 1 pond. And 10 well you know na well, kuwa. So 10 wells is equal to 1 pond. And 10 ponds are equal to 1 big pond. 1 jeel, that means 1 big one actually, lake. 10 lakes are equal to 1 sun, S-O-N, sun. And 10 suns are equal to 1 tree. The Shastra is saying actually, trees are the most important actually in our life. And Prabhupada is saying that a tree should not be cut for industrial enterprises. In the ancient days, trees only allowed to cut if the people want to live, and that too also very small portion they allowed to cut, and so that they can have their small house and they can have the agriculture to do agriculture. But otherwise, they will never cut the trees actually. Nowadays, in the mass level, they are cutting the trees and they are cleaning the land, and also they are completely destroying the trees. Because of that, we say, oh, it's a heat wave. How heat wave is coming? How the heat waves are formed? Because of cutting trees. We are trying to invent more and more technology, and we are trying to have more and more ACs. Did we think any day, so shall I put a tree? Shall I plant a tree? Did we think like that? No. But we say that, oh, it's so heat. So then, how the solution is going to? Then if you increase the number of ACs, then chlorofluorocarbons will increase, and that will deplete the ozone layer, and then further ultraviolet rays will come, and then everyone will be cancer patients. And we know on what kind of importance we are giving actually. Prabhupada is saying that means all these are important. Health is also important or not? These are all connected to the health. So, then after this, we have 8 minutes. So, Hiranyakashipu is saying, you all should go to the earth planet and destroy all these things. Wherever you see the pasturing grounds, you destroy that. That means previously for the cows, pasturing grounds are allowed, and there the cows will be grazed, and that's why there is no difficulty for the maintaining the cows. Why now we have so much difficulty to maintain cows? Because there are no pasturing lands for the cows. Grazing lands are not there for the cows. Because of this, maintaining cow is very difficult nowadays becoming, and that's why they are even further neglecting the cows. But actually, and also he is ordering that wherever you see the sages and hermitages, āśramas, that means, and villages and cow herds, everything you destroy. So some of the demons, they are going and they are destroying the bridges. Bridges means which are connecting the land and the water. Such a places also they are destroying. And these demons, so putting the fire to the cities and torturing the people. So you can see all the qualities, whatever are said, whatever the instructions are given by the Hiranyakashipu are being implemented. Means Prabhupada is also saying this is demonic civilization. Then who will save this civilization? Who will save this civilization? Who is going to, politics will be saving this? Politicians will save. So who will save? Only the hope is this Krishna conscious movement. Only the devotees can save this society. Devotee can change this society. So like this, so he instructed to them. Meanwhile, they all went there, and also he started doing the death rites for his brother. So after performing the death rites, so then he came to, that means to their Rishabhanu, that means wife of Hiranyaksha, and also Hiranyaksha's sons and mother Diti, all are there, and they are keep on crying. And by seeing them, so now our Hiranyakashipu began his philosophy. Very perfect philosophy, he says. And he's saying, what he's saying? So my dear mother, and also my dear, so what do you say, nephews, and also she is like a sister. So Hiranyaksha's wife, and he's saying to all of them, see, because of karma we all came together, and now karma is over, then everyone is leaving one by one. So bhutanam iha samvashaha prapayam iva suryate daivena ekatra nitanam. Because of karma we brought together. And also he is saying, this Atma is eternal, and this Atma doesn't have any kind of death. Atma is pure, suddhopi vichaste havishuddha kartu. Whatever the Jadabarta is saying, same philosophy Hiranyakashipu is also saying. Atma is pure, and Atma never have any death. But out of ignorance we think that Atma is died and person is died. Atma is accepting the body again and again based upon its karma. But Atma never die. So, and also he is saying, because of our ignorance, like if you see, sometimes that means if you just turn around yourself and closing eyes, then what will happen? After standing at one place, you will be thinking that earth is moving. But actually earth is moving? No. So only our eyes were moving. So similarly, you are thinking that Atma is dying. No, Atma is not dying. Actually body is dying, he is saying. Body is dying. So, oh my dear mother, so when this mind is agitated by the gunas, then the living entity is doing the different activities. So if the mind is agitated by the mode of ignorance, then we will be doing the bad karma. When the mind is agitated by the good, that means goodness, then we will be doing the good karma. So then based upon the karma, our destiny is fixed. So, and these are coming and going. This body will be like a pravaha, it will come and go. But Atma is always fixed. It will never die. So then why you are lamenting for this? You should not at all lament for this. Then after that he started saying a story actually. Then he will tell a story. That means Suyagya, he was the king. He was killed by his enemies. And all his wives were sitting in front of him. And they started crying. Even the evening it became. That means actually after the death, so before sunset he has to be burnt actually. So evening it became, but still they are not allowing, these wives of that king are not allowing so that body to be burned. So then Yamaraj himself started coming there actually. He came by taking a small boy, he came there. And he started saying to them, what you are all doing actually. So why he took the small boy form? Because if a small boy speak the philosophy, everyone will like to hear actually. Very sweet, na? So that's why to attract their attention, he became a small boy and he started saying the philosophy. That means he will say in these few slokas, I mean, this story is telling Hiranyakashipu to his mother and also his nephews. So in this story, that means Yamaraj is also saying one more story in that, story in the story. Two birds are there and one female bird was attacked by an hunter. And by seeing that the male bird is so much worrying actually, oh my dear wife is already gone and my small children, how they can be survived and who can save, like that he was thinking. So while thinking and lamenting, by that time, he was also killed by that same hunter. So then giving this story, so he is telling, Yamaraj is telling to these wives of the king, so death also is confirmed. Why you are lamenting unnecessarily? Do whatever should be done. And like that, this whole story is said by the Hiranyakashipu to his mother and also his nephews. Like that, this chapter ends. Tomorrow you might be seeing the next chapter. Okay, thank you very much. Time is over. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। वो